Hello and welcome back to another very quick beer review. So, what we're looking at today is Brewdog IPA. Yes, it is punk. So, a lot of people have sort of been either way about this one on the Perfect Draft, and I have to say, when I've seen people so divided over this, that's what actually made this machine appeal to me, because I thought, I like this. I like the divisiveness. I like the fact that people can have a very different opinion on exactly the same beer. So I've never been the biggest fan of Brewdog Punk IPA. There was a moment in time where I drank I think they were like, I don't know if they were 500ml or 660ml bottles before it was available in cans, I believe. And you know, it was a decent beer for the money. And certainly I really did enjoy those large bottles that I used to consume until I bought this machine here. So with that being said, let's pour a bit into a glass and see what we've got. Now, I don't believe in any of this put water in a glass, cool your glass, add ice to your glass, or any of this other business. I think it's literally potluck whether you're going to get a half right pint or not. So with that being said, I'm just going to put some water around this glass. No, I'm joking. I'm just going to try and pour some in. We'll see what we've got. Should have listened, shouldn't I? Should have listened. Because what I've got is a nice half a pint of froth. And you can't beat a bit of froth. If you're going to quaff, make sure there's plenty of froth. So as that being said, can't smell absolutely anything. So let's take a look at the beer. It's certainly cold. It's certainly got quite a bit of carbonation. And so it's an orange marmalade type colour, and the bubbles in terms of the head actually quite thick and creamy. Looks to be a decent head. If it wasn't so large it would be appealing, so probably just wait for that to settle slightly. Now this is 5.6%. I think originally it was higher. I think potentially when I first drank it was 5.8%. What difference does that make? Beers, it seems to me that when the ABV gets lowered, the beer seems to lose something. Not to the degree of drinking a non-alcoholic beer, but if you were used to it one way and then it was a different way, then potentially that would lead to some degree of disappointment. So have I talked enough to potentially put a bit more beer in? Should I just go for it at that? I say go for it at that. On the nose, I'm not smelling much through that head. Definitely not. So I've just got to go in for the taste. It's as simple as that. You know what? I think what changed is it lost that spiky bitterness that it had. This is nice, but it's incredibly smooth. There's nothing sort of smacking me around the face. There are some vaguely sour tropical notes, certainly grapefruit. It does feel a little bit hoppy on the tongue. It's certainly not, it's not offensive. If this was a different name, if it wasn't made by Brewdog, I wonder if some people would have felt slightly different about it. It's certainly not setting my world alight. If I was to give it a mark out of 10 based upon this very small preview, I think it would probably be a 7. It would probably be a 7. It's nice to see Brewdog on the Perfect Draft. It's nice to see any sort of new to the Perfect Draft brewery, because it just expands the range. So I'm glad to have tried this out. I'm sure I'll have no problems consuming the keg, Would I order it again? Probably not, and that is mainly because of the high standard that has been set already on the machine. Obviously everything's down to personal preference, but for me, the Tiny Rebel stuff, some of the wheat beers, the Hoegardens, the Frankensteiners and the like, they really are fantastic beers and make owning this machine really worthwhile. But the reason I bought this machine was to sample things like these, to be part of the experience, and I have to say, for that I am grateful. So for now, I'm going to go, and hopefully I'll catch you again soon. Take care. Cheers.